But when you got what the blacks did, black was a little slavery, They didn't tell us about the perversionism of these guys in the South. Not only were they screwing their sisters, but when they got tired of the sisters, because the wife says, "Hey, get out of here, you're stinky," or whatever, I don't know. They went out to the slave barn and said, "Well, let me get me." They used to call them a belly warmer. Get what we wanted, and of course the mother, degradation. She says, "Well, okay." The master would say, "Hey, I'll give you some extra blankets. I'll give you some extra pig mogs and all this stuff if you let me sleep with your daughter. I mean, you don't have to. I mean, I could take her because I'm the master, right? So hey." So the light-skinned black people didn't come from us screwing the white women. It came from the white boy going out into the woodshed, screwing the black girls, and that's where it came from. And if you didn't apply, then they'll just hang you up and whoop your ass, right? Or cut your balls off.
Fantastic.
Yeah, fantastic history of America. So. Get right back up, and that was done by Democrats. Yes, the Democrats, they, in 1826, the guy who ran for president at that time, he wanted slavery. He wanted the K.K.K. to start up. Oh no, slavery was going out. He started up the K.K.K. That went all the way through the 60s with the Jim Crow laws. Not the Republicans. But then we could say in Colorado, in the 20s, the Republicans were racist here in Colorado because we have Stapleton, the Stapleton airport that used to be here in the Stapleton neighborhood. That was named after the mayor, governor of the state, Stapleton, who was the Grand Dragon of the K.K.K. back in the 20s, and he was a Republican. So they switched here in Colorado from the Democrats, and maybe it was enough of them in the Democrats and the Republicans, right? So that's a little bit of history, early history, and you can look it up. Google. Don't take my word for it. I could be lying to you. Google the party of the KKK, Denver, Colorado, 20s and 30s. Google it. Okay. So the Republicans, but in general, the Republicans, Abraham Lincoln, who freed the slaves, they were Republicans. Martin Luther King, Republican. Then we just switched. Something happened. I forgot the whole gist of it. Something happened. And we switched over to the Democrats to the Dixiecrats. And as Malcolm X would say, a Democrat is just, no, a let's see, how do you say, a Democrat? A Dixiecrat is just a Democrat disguised as a Dixiecrat, right? So one and the same, Dixiecrat, Democrat, one and the same. And their policies were just to wreck the black family. Now the policy is spilling over to anybody they can get a hold of to wreck the family. With the abortion that started out as a genocide to kill off blacks, and the lady and I forgot her name right at this moment, who went to who started abortion. She went to the black churches and she said, if I can convince the black preachers that abortion is good and that it's a good birth control, then that can get to the black community, right? So these people say, oh, we just want to be your friends. We just want to be your friend. These Democrats who just want to be your friends, just want to be your friend. Look at their motivation. Because sometimes the wolf doesn't come looking like the wolf. He comes looking like, he puts on that little bonnet hat like Little Red Riding Hood. How nice it is that you come to see me, my dear. And the Little Red Riding Hood says, grandmother, how big your ears are, the better to hear you, my dear. And then Little Red Riding Hood says, grandma, how big your eyes are, well, the better to see you, my dear. So anyway, So anyway, what I was getting to, in a long way, I got it off into a tangent. And if you can, share this, if you would, share this, and give us a like, but share this with other people who don't know. And even if you think they do know, they don't know. And join us on Tuesday night where we do our talk show on Tuesday from 6 to 7 on innervisionrecords.org. That's innervisionrecords.org. Give us a call, leave your voicemail, tell us what you think about this little tirade as well, because I went from me being burned up by the prestigious doctors who they know what they're doing, to Madalyn OHair, and that didn't end up very well with her because it ended up that one of her past employees ended up wanting to steal the money from her offshore bank accounts and ended up killing her granddaughter, her youngest son, and killing her as well. So it didn't end up for her in her atheist manifesto. Okay? And the book is still out concerning how it's going to end up with the Democrats and what they're doing and what President Johnson started in the 1960s. So the case, it's not over until the fat lady sings, as it were. Right? So, but you can catch some of these topics on our Tuesday night show from 6 o'clock until 7 o'clock on Intervision FM, innervisionrecords.org, and sometimes it might spill over to my Sunday show on KUHS Denver as well, from 1 to 3. But mostly it's just great contemporary Christian music and a little bit of my philosophy and a little bit of the stuff that I've learned throughout my time. Now, let me finish out what I was going to say about the reason why I've been missing some days and whatever. Last May, I went to the doctor, and it felt that my blood pressure was 200 over 100. And maybe that's because I get nervous, very nervous around doctors, because it's like a dog that's been kicked by his owner. Then you give it to another person, and that dog thinks that's going to happen to it with a new owner. I just had bad experiences with doctors, but I had only one good one two good ones. Dr. Fontan, who restored my sight to 20 over 200, and Dr. Damiano, who gave me several corneal transplants. And so 2 good experiences with doctors in my lifetime, I could say. Yeah. And maybe 3 good experiences with dentist doctors. But anyway. So when my blood pressure was that way, they kept pumping. When I was slightly high blood pressure in 2006 up until last year, they kept telling me, we got to give you some pills. You're gonna walk around. You're gonna fall out. You're gonna fall out. And let me get back with you on that, because I kept on thinking there's something they're not telling me. And then I found this guy named Sebi. SEBI on YouTube, SEBI. Then I started listening to this guy named Patrick, and his last name is DELVES. And I started listening to these guys and found out that you could reverse high blood pressure by doing some very simple things: herbs, food, and exercise, of course. But it gave me some very specific things to do. And so I did those things, and now my blood pressure is like 114 over 76, no medication. I went from 203 pounds now down to 182 pounds. And long story to this, that's my story. And give me some feedback. I am thinking about finishing my book, because I wrote a book I started when I was 32, and I haven't finished it. And I really need to finish it. It's just a matter of finding an editor that I can afford, because I'm not the richest guy in the world, but and getting it out there and publishing the book, but to just empower and give a positive outlook on something that could have been lemons, but it was able to turn into lemonade. So let's see who's watching. I'm going to see who's watching this. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Jose Vanilla, thank you for watching. Thank you, David Lopez, for watching. Deborah Johnson, my cousin, thank you for watching. Laura Smith, thank you for watching. Hey, my man, Henry Archuleta, KUHS, in the house. Pamela Johnson Orr, I think another one of my cousins. Kim Stiles is watching. Ron Inhus is watching. Jason Abbott is watching. Dale Martinez, yeah. Doug Dawson is watching. Thank you guys for watching, and please share this. Maybe some people want to know a little bit of history about Colorado and a little bit about my story. And even though doctors gave me the pill that destroyed my vision, I think God had a reason for allowing all this stuff to happen. And hey, what can I say? I've had a very interesting life, and I've been able to learn quite a few things about just the world around me, even though I'm in a dark room. So even though you see people that are blind in a dark room, their sight might not be there. They might not have certain information, visual information, and they may be bad spellers or whatever. But we do think a lot, and you have a lot of time. You close your eyes and you hang out in a dark room and think, meditate. You'll find that you are thinking and you have a lot of things you could be thinking about in that time. And sometimes I got to come out of myself and just get around other people and just see that there's other thoughts and other opinions. And that's why I guess I got so much deeply into the politics, and that's why I got so much deeper into nutrition and how to eat. And even when I was 5 years old, and 6 and 7 and 8, I used to watch the nightly news, but I had no one to talk to because the kids didn't understand why I wanted to talk about the news and not about whatever kids were talking about at the time. And my parents, I couldn't talk to them because they said kids are to be seen, not heard. So it wasn't like a dialogue with them other than do this, do that, do this, shut up, I'll kick your ass if you don't, right? So, and whatever, it's like, they were who they are, and some of the stuff that, if it wasn't the harshness of some of my mother's words, I could be a little snowflake, crybaby like most of the kids are today. Oh, don't say nothing that will offend me. Oh, don't tell me to pay for something at Starbucks. Don't tell me that I can't sit here and not purchase anything at Starbucks. I can't use the bathroom at Starbucks. You just do that because I'm black. No, brother, buy something at the Starbucks. Then she'll give you the code. You can go to the bathroom. Just buy a little $4 coffee. Then you could do whatever you want to do. Okay, you're waiting for your friends. The requirement says buy something, go to the bathroom. And maybe that was a big setup on Starbucks. And now Starbucks owner is kowtowing and saying, oh, we're so sorry. We hurt the black boys. We hurt their feelings because we told them to buy something. They will give you the code. Then you can go to the bathroom. We had to call the police to get that through their thick head. This is a business. And if there's any other white boys out there sitting in the place just using our Wi-Fi, we might even have to tell them the same thing. This is a business. We need to sell stuff in order to stay in business. Okay, but that's my opinion. You may differ. Let me close this out. listen to